Hi there, I'm Kirby James from the GYST Method, along with
me. I'm Nicole Gerard from the GYST Method, and today we want to sit down and talk to you guys about something that is very important, and that is focus in business. Now, when we say focus, what does that mean? We have 3 points that we would like to make.
We do.
And expand upon because we think that this will be helpful. A lot of our clients seem to sometimes come to us because they're missing this little piece, and what we want to focus on, funny enough, is the importance of focusing on your goal so that you can remain resilient in the face of opportunity.
Yeah, this is a really cool idea. Nick was talking about this, and at first I was trying to wrap my head around it, and now I'm so excited because it makes so much sense. Such a cool idea.
Thanks.
Think about it, because lots of folks are struggling with, this bad thing or that bad thing, and our strategy, our plan is going to get derailed. And yet, it's so easy to get attracted to the new shiny thing.
Yep.
To that, oh, look, we could do this. Oh, we could do that. And there's, to your point, there's resilience needed in the face of opportunity.
Exactly. And the way this came about is actually over the last number of years working a lot with entrepreneurs and startups, especially in the virtual and digital space. I came to notice that a lot of the conversation in the entrepreneurship community was around exactly what you said, shiny object syndrome, bouncing around from thing to thing. And it made me realize that it actually takes a lot of strength and focus to recognize an opportunity, say, yes, that's fantastic, but then not take advantage of it because it's not the right time, it's not the right opportunity for you and your business, it's not the right time or type of opportunity you should be taking. And in fact, when you're not resilient and focused on what it is you say you want to achieve, you start to pull focus in about 1,000 directions, and we all know what happens when that starts to happen, and you end up achieving either nothing or mediocrity at best.
So I like taking a lot of pictures. And when you get your camera, if you've got like a DSLR style camera or now the new mirrorless ones, there's different settings you can put on the focus.
Yes.
And some of them take a zillion points to put something in focus, and then sort of you don't get depth, and you're not really sure what the point of the subject is. But when you get that single point focus, it's like, this is the thing, and everything around it is peripheral to the thing.
Yeah.
And I follow a world famous photographer, and this is one of his big points, is in the composition phase, you have to remember what you are focused on. What's the story?
Yeah.
And that translates perfectly to business.
Yeah.
Because if everything's in focus, everything's slightly out of focus too.
Exactly. And if you think about some organizations that, and you see this happen as they grow, because again, you're adding more people, more contribution to what's going on. It's wonderful to have a lot of ideas and to generate innovation and new ways of doing things. However, if it's not done in an organized and focused fashion,
right.
And you mentioned this in our overview of the GYST method, if you want to take a look at that, that'll be up soon, that just because it's an opportunity and it's a great one and might fit the business eventually, it doesn't mean it's going to fit now. And in fact, I wrote an article a few years ago now that spoke to this as well. It's okay to recognize an opportunity and say, love that, not yet. We might put that on for next year. We might work towards it, or that's a whole new thing altogether.
And this is where a lot of resilience and discipline is needed.
Yeah.
So think of that planning session you were in, and the walls were full of yellow and different colored stickies.
Yep.
And you go through this big process, and what comes out the other end is there's hopefully clarity and something you're pointed at. Yet the rest of the wall can be filled with fabulous ideas. I have run these sessions, and I have looked in dismay at the piles of paper with stickies on them in the dustbin, and the only thing that's really captured is the end result. It was like, whoa, 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 whoa. You just invested all this time and effort to generate all these ideas, to see what was going on, and what's its life? Its life is, it was there on the wall for a while and now it's gone. And you would think that that is an asset.
Of course,
something
it
you could draw on.
is.
I mean, it's a picture. You don't have to keep the paper. But
True.
And so many organizations just discard it because, oh, well, it could have been interesting, but now we decided not to do it. So therefore, it's irrelevant.
Yeah, and it's not. That's
It's not.
precisely the point. And if you think about how a business evolves and grows and changes and innovates, an idea might be an excellent opportunity, and maybe you're not ready for it just yet. But through the execution and achievement of other objectives and goals, you become ready to now tackle that next opportunity.
And where I've worked with clients, leveraging tools, mainly out of Lean Sigma, is we actually give them environments to capture all these ideas, evaluate those ideas. Now you have a record. And it's like, we chose door number 3 instead of doors number 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. But once they accomplish that goal, they can go back and look and say, is that opportunity still an opportunity?
Yes.
Has the profile of that opportunity stayed the same or changed? And now you don't have to go and think it up, or it's just laying there. You've already created an asset.
Yeah, it's the low-hanging fruit that we all like to talk about when it comes to problem solving and project management, etc. So I think it's important that we do talk about opportunities as they come up. A lot of times, especially through the GYST method, we encourage individuals to make decisions, move on, try to be very focused and precise, and we oftentimes see individuals looking at what they don't want, which is great, but you are going to be presented with things that you might want. You might have a sincere desire and capability to pursue, but it just doesn't make sense right now.
And an example of that, in talking with the CEO of one of our clients, they had on their radar screen about 18 months ago the possibility of an acquisition.
Right.
18 months ago was the wrong time. Now, that acquisition, the CEO is moving into retirement. They don't have an heir apparent. They're actually a lovely fit to go with this client. And so our conversation was, okay, so we've been watching and waiting and watching and waiting. And this is what we're thinking about doing to move it to the next step. And that to me shows a lot of resilience, because they didn't discard it, but they didn't jump all over it. They kept it on the radar screen. And then when the time was right, they started ramping up their thinking. And that to me is a resilient organization.
It says something too towards patience.
Yes.
Being patient, resilience in the face of the fast pace of change. I mean, I think a lot of organizations, like, when we can all feel the static in the air, things are moving, you feel compelled to go faster, bigger, better, stronger, do more things at the same time. When we now start to see that some of the most successful, long-lasting, and stable organizations actually pare things back and focus. There might be 12 opportunities sitting over here that you could make a few quick $1,000 over the next 6 months. You might do a quick buyout of that organization for quick, small wins, but they're short-term. Organizations that think long-term and stay focused despite opportunities coming to them are the ones that tend to fare better. They're more stable. They last longer. There's less that can affect them despite market turns. It's because they stay focused.
And to give you an example of a client I worked with years ago now, world leader in their space. And what they had done was they had created different, I guess the word is foci, not focaccia, but they had created different areas of focus by the way they had structured their business.
Okay.
So the macro picture goal was to become the world's leader in their space. Great. They are, by the way. Yet the salespeople and their interpretation of that world, and then the operations people, had different interpretations, and they didn't share the same focus.
Oh.
So for the salespeople, to them, world leader meant highest revenue. So anything that looked like revenue got chucked over the fence into the process, And they didn't have the focus, which was the focus wasn't in the onesie twosies. And the operations people were all ramped up for big mega projects. And when the onesie twosies came over the fence, they ignored them.
Like, what is this?
Pissed off their customers.
Yeah.
And what we did was we actually re-engineered the whole system. Give the salespeople a prioritized incentive structure so they understand. Repeat customer, simple thing. That's fine. Just understand you're not going to get compensated the same.
Right.
But that don't throw them away.
Yeah.
They're valuable. And then the operations people actually created streams. Massive mega project, one stream. Simple repeat customer, I want another one of those, please. Whole different thing.
Beautiful.
Revenues up significant double digits year on year now for the last 5 years.
See, the thing is, there though, what I would say from that particular example is the focus was on the process and how they could actually serve and delight their clients no matter what size they were, which is good because they've focused, even though they were looking at different types of clients, different tiers of clients,
Right.
by focusing on the acquisition, onboarding, and fulfillment, and actually doing things for that customer you said you would do, the focus there grew their capability, right? But they could have said, oh, there's an opportunity to go buy this service agency company over here so we can fix that and help that client. Then we're going to go over here and build a new M&A division so we can get other large clients. You know what I mean? Like splitting focus that way would have been a mistake.
Precisely. And they were savvy enough to get that they had the capacity within their current people footprint.
Love it.
To just rejig the way they saw the world.
Beautiful.
And it's just one of many, many examples where the maintenance of focus, the discipline and the resilience, quite frankly, in the face of too much business opportunity, it was starting to cripple them, but it was crippling them because there wasn't alignment internally on the focus, and there also wasn't agreement. And by bringing it all together and getting it focused on what exactly was going on, they got a lot better at understanding what it was going to take to get on top and stay on top as the world's number one in their space.
And how?
Yeah.
Because that should align with their purpose and their value system, of course.
Precisely.
You can get on top all kinds of ways, illegal and not. So how you do it needs to align with your organization's values.
That's huge.
Yeah. So I think the main message here is understanding that, yes, and like you said, opportunity is everywhere.
Yeah.
This depends on what kind. Is it the right fit? And make sure you focus on what you're doing so that you identify what it is you want, so you can avoid what you don't want. Step one. Step two is recognizing opportunities and being okay with saying, not right now.
And that's where, you recorded a video recently where we were talking about almost like GPS coordinates. Somebody's flying an airplane. They can go anywhere they want. If they understand that they want to get from here to there, there's lots of ways to get there. But it's the focus that allows them to get to where they want to be. And that's everything.
Awesome. So thanks for sitting down again, Kirby.
Always.
As always, you guys, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or even have something that you would like to see us discuss here on the GYST Method Show, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave your comments in the bar below. And elsewhere, just send us an email. We're here.
I'm Kirby James, and absolutely, you know how to reach us, so come on, let us know what you have to say.
I'm Nicole Gerard. Till next time.